Hey guys, Jeff here, and welcome to my forever home. In today's episode, we are completely rebuilding my entire plumbing system in my 1974 Razor Ranch. As you can see, there's a lot of work to get done, which is why I've called on my favorite plumber, Mark from Horizon here in Ottawa, to help me out with this project. That way you guys can see what it looks like when you hire a professional crew and all that's involved with getting a massive job like this done professionally. How do you know exactly where the drain goes for your shower?
We don't.
Is there a standard?
There's no standard. You go by the rough-in on the specs. So, yeah. Or you buy it and you bring it to site, and then we allow for variances. So oftentimes your walls won't be level on the back. You might have to come out a little bit, half an inch air gap, whatever. So what we do is we build a small box. We get to the best spot we can, best location.
Yep. And
then we build a small box, and then you concrete around that box.
Right.
Once all the walls, everything are completely done, everything's in place, and your shower goes in, and now we realize there's been some changes.
Sure.
We pop that 2x4 frame out that's around the base, around the shower pipe.
And then you can make minor adjustments.
And then we can make minor adjustments underneath with 45s that are rolled, and it'll give us about 2 inches of swivel all the way around.
Okay.
Once you're in, you reconcrete it, drop your base on.
Okay.
Done.
Again, we're really thinking the whole project end to beginning here, but we got to get a bathroom on the other side of the house for upstairs. We're going to need a line for that.
That's right.
What's the best option?
So we have to pick up off of all of the plumbing here in the floor.
Yep.
We're going to put a device called a backwater valve. That's basically just going to protect you from exterior floods, rainstorms, city backups, things like that. But then right after that, we're just going to pick up a pipe and we'll run behind, come over, drill a big hole in here, or when we remove this, stub up. We'll get up into the ceiling, go all the way across, and then start picking up.
And that'll be for tomorrow. So for today, all we got to do is bring a stub out.
You got it.
And by using a 2x6, I can actually then use a coupling and carry on.
That's right.
And I'm going to have space in that wall set.
Yep.
Okay.
So this guy is going to go.
Show us how this works.
So once all this is removed.
Yeah.
Actually, Jean, you want to just cut this out real quick?
Yeah. Isn't that fascinating?
So there is a bit of negotiating to do, right? So we love to start with a clean work of scope of work.
Okay.
This will also get cut off, but the idea is this will go something like this.
Yep. So this is going as well, and we're going to reintroduce plumbing, period. There we go.
Now from there, we have to pick up everything. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a fitting. This guy is going to come along here, and it's going to go over here and up. And that's the pipe that's going to go pick up our bathrooms and our powder room on the top floor. And then off of that line, as it's coming this way to pick up, we're going to pick up another pipe right here.
Yes.
Which is now going to pick up that bathroom. There you go.
Okay. So that's going to pick up the toilet, and then you go off that line to get your shower and your vanity then?
You got it.
So this is the first time I've seen this tool.
Yeah.
Explain to me what your process is here and what this bit does.
So right now, to eliminate to go dig outside, because we're so close to the foundation, you don't want to wreck this. So we need this big drill. So basically it drills up 3-inch holes and up to have the power to turn this bit. That actually will take off the pipe inside that's glued inside this fitting here now.
All right, so so we have a pipe coming underneath the foundation of the wall.
Yes.
This is into the house. Now this is gold.
Yes.
If we can use this,
you need to
then we don't have to go even further back.
Exactly.
So we have this size collar with a piece of pipe stuck in it. Can I have pass that over here? So here's the option. For the DIYers, here's the same thing. It's a fitting, pipe inside. This is going to take some time, all right? But this is a solvent, kind of like holding on to the 2 pieces of ABS. And they're still individual pipes. And you're going to hammer down all the way through that fitting. You're going to do another piece, and then you're going to stick the screwdriver in between it, and they'll split off, okay? Now, this works if you can get all the way through the pipe, 2 lines, and then you can wedge it off. But if you don't, you're going to end up breaking the outside in a lot of cases. Anyway, so there's a way to get it done as a DIYer, but I want to see this in action, actually. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll hold that for you.
And just like that.
That is just stupid sexy. Oh man.
You got a brand new fitting.
Yeah. I'm buying a new toy. All right. Brilliant. Dude, that is awesome.
And it's basically like a brand new hub now.
And there's no such thing as too much, eh?
Nope. It's actually better to put a little bit too much. And then what I actually do is I take a rag after and wipe the
wipe it
excess.
down.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so that's necessary, leveling it, make sure that that thing functions properly?
For the most part.
Yeah. We need a little more space here, do we?
Oh.
Was that rock?
Yeah.
If I knew we needed that much space, Mark, I would have made a bigger hole. At the time, I felt like my hole was really huge, you know? You got to go really deep here, eh?
Yeah. Chops are not ideal. This is not a good tool.
So why do we need to use a trap here?
Hayden? We need a trap. We don't need it here. We need a trap in the basement.
Yes.
Every basement must have a floor drain. Your floor drain is your trap.
Gotcha.
So we want to protect from floods.
Yes.
And the idea is we pick up this extra fitting on the side right here.
Okay.
So this piece will come up and be level with your floor.
Right, and so that'll always hold water to keep the sewer gas out?
Here. Yeah, exactly. And then this guy is going to come across and over to there.
Okay.
And it's going to pick up the condensate liquids from any HVAC systems.
Okay.
Hot water tank blow-offs,
Perfect.
HRVs.
So that's ideal then, because we're going to have water coming in on a regular basis, so this never dries out.
That's right.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Now we can roll this up.
What?
Solutions. That's
Okay.
why you start fresh and you go with the flow of things.
Yeah, you got to.
I said earlier, it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you do it right.
Right.
We had a mentality of how we want to do it. There's a giant boulder causing us problems. It just took a mind
Yep.
to remember that we have a dog wash station here. So we're going to wet vent the floor drain through the dog wash station. All legal,
Yes.
all right. It's saving us having to pull up this boulder.
Get rid of that P-trap.
So we're done, no more digging.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, so when you're watching the plumber working this with the torpedo level, what you're looking at is this. When it's level, the pipe and the fitting work together. But if it's out of level, okay, then you're bringing a pipe in level, you're going to be coming off an angle. And so having that perfect before the solvent dries is what he's checking for. That keeps his slope perfect, okay? Just keep an eye on that when you're doing your own DIY plumbing. All right, so what is the new plan?
So the new plan is, remember we had that conversation earlier about the big no-no, kitchen sink and laundry.
Yes.
And try not to put them together. It's not typical that someone puts a dog wash in their basement.
Right.
Dog wash is going to be dog hair.
Yes.
We were just about to put the dog hair dog wash with the kitchen sink, which is similar to
Same problem.
your laundry, lint, and the kitchen sink. So
Right.
we're actually separating, this is my wife calling me. We're actually separating the two
Okay.
so that they independently drain into the 3-inch line, which is also picking up the floor drain.
Okay.
And the
so
condensate.
the idea here is to avoid having those two mix on a 2-inch.
On the 2-inch line, that's right.
Because we can still have a combination of soaps and hair and other things that can get almost cementitious in there.
This is a long-term problem.
Yeah.
It's not something if we put a kitchen sink and a laundry together today,
Yep.
it would not be a problem for 5 years.
Okay.
But at year 6, year 7, year 8, you're calling your plumber, to snake out the drain.
Snake out my drain.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
if we can plumb it so we don't have to call a plumber to snake out the drains.
That's right.
That's good plumbing.
Yeah.
Not as good for you.
That's the idea.
You'd rather make a living running the lines than cleaning them out, eh?
At the end of the day, like, you're not trying to kill people. You're not trying to rip them off.
Right.
Like, and we are taught to plumb a certain way. You know,
Well, I appreciate it.
3x2, 3x1.5 inch.
Yep.
Now that I'm all dug out. And the trick with this is people will skimp here, and this is where, when you're very close to the ground like that, people just, oh, you know, I got it.
Close enough.
That's a fail point
Yeah,
for your test.
because you're not going to get your PSI.
That's right.
You,
Next. Shoot.
what's it take to become a plumber nowadays, Mark?
So you need 3 terms of schooling. 3 basically 2-month terms of schooling. Yeah, Caden's about to go through his last one there soon. And then you need 9,000 hours of apprenticeship time under a company.
Really?
So, and that's the easy part. The hard part is getting into school. So there's like, since COVID, there's no teachers, there's no ability to take on larger groups of people wanting to learn. Like, we have a really hard time getting guys into school. You can get them registered all day long.
So we have a shortage of trades, but we have a shortage of classroom space?
Not classroom space, people to teach it.
People to teach it.
Yeah.
So very important, guys. Jean just asked me a really important question about setting the height of this flange. Now, if you've seen me do my toilet videos before, you know that the height of the flange versus the finished flooring is the most important formula when it comes to getting a good toilet seal. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the Schluter Dieter direct on our concrete plus tile. That gets me to 3/4 inch thick. I know that because Dieter was designed to tile flush with finished hardwood, which is 3/4. And so what I asked John to do is to lift this finished flange height a little bit above that 3/4, so we have a little bit of exposure, so we get a perfect toilet seal. And that looks right on mine. Thanks, buddy. So here, guys, just a little something to help you out. Oh, you even got it supported with a block there. That's nice. All right. So we just built a 2x8 box to go over the drain. So that's going to contain our backfill and our concrete. So then when it's finished and we're into actually building this bathroom, we have an idea that we have a drain, a 32-inch shower pan with a, usually these things are at the end within 6 or 8 inches, but what this does is it gives us a capacity to then change this out. Now, is that glued in or is that stubbed in at this point? Dry fit?
Now we got it glued in,
Okay.
just for our test purposes.
Yes, because you guys are going to test, so you can't just go loose fit.
No,
'Cause that's what I would do,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to test.
exactly.
But you're going to test, so it's glued in. And then if you need to make changes, you can take out the box,
And do what
You
you,
can-
gotta do. You,
you
can
could-
245, so offset.
make adjustments.
Yes.
Because the P-trap is way down there.
Correct.
So the whole height of this box, we have the ability to move that pipe now to get the right location to fit a prefab shower or whatever else we're going to do. Brilliant. And so my wall is 5.5 inches thick. So yeah, loving it. Okay.
So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to blow this guy up, and it's going to expand.
Okay, so these are
Oh, it's already done.
they're
This
just
is already done.
balloons?
Yeah, literally it's a balloon.
Okay.
The hose on the end is just a bike tire type of inflator hose. You can go ahead, kid.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
And he's gonna pump it up. It's gonna expand against the pipe, and it's got ribs on top of that
Yes.
so that it grips onto the pipe, because we're gonna put 5 pounds of pressure in here,
Okay.
and the code requires 5 pounds for 24 hours.
Yes.
24 hours? I should know this. 15 minutes? There's a shorter one. There's a shorter amount of time. 24 hours of wire lines. Yeah. We just overpressure everything for a long period of time, and
Yeah.
and you're good. So assuming we put 5 pounds of pressure into the system, just like pumping up a tire or a
Yep.
bike, and it holds.
It'll maintain that pressure.
That's right. We have a pressure gauge
Yes.
over here. That's going to go up to 5 psi,
Right.
and then we're going to watch that for 5 minutes, not do anything else. And as long as it doesn't drop, we're good. Inspection passed. When the inspector comes, he just wants to see that. Souvenir.
Nice.
C'est bon?
Not just good, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just like a panel on your car door.
Yep.
All right. Brilliant.
Oh, we can use fill up the sides of the room.
Brilliant.
Level with their floor.
All right. So this is the completed backflow preventer valve set in concrete in the bin. So then what you have there is you're gonna have concrete, make contact with the box, sealed up with concrete to the actual preventer. That gives you perfect vapor barrier protection. And then that also gives you radon protection. So here we are, we're at the place we're gonna put our tub.
Yep.
Again, I'm clueless, right? I don't have a clue what's going on. I know this. My designer is using this as my
Yep.
center line.
Which
That's
is,
all I know. The center of the window is the center of the tub.
that makes sense.
Right? Okay. So before, the heat run was right here. And then downstairs, there was another heat run that went downstairs for the other window.
Yep.
So what we did is we inverted them.
Perfect.
So you can see, now the heat run is back here, blowing down.
Yep.
Close enough, we're gonna put a diffuser, it'll blow air into that window.
Okay.
This one's brought over here to blow air against this window. So now we've got this all framed in. We're good to go with our plywood. I have a rough-in for my shower, for my tub, sorry. This is awesome, right?
Freestanding tub faucet.
Freestanding tub faucet.
Yep.
This gets mounted in. We're gonna add some framing on that center line right back here. So then this tower comes out, poof, fills my tub.
Got it.
Tub filler, okay? I bought that. I don't know what my color metals are, so I only bought the rough-in. But I've got a few, 3 or 4 options with that company, so that's great. It's a real bell, in case you're wondering. Now, the biggest question with a freestanding tub is where the hell does the drain go?
So the drain goes based on your center of the tub that you choose.
Right.
Typically, they're just a little offset inside.
Okay.
So as an example, you want your faucet to be roughly here.
Yeah.
Your drain is going to be roughly here,
Right.
give or take.
And so here's what I found, that the arc on those faucets is somewhere between 8 and 12 inches.
Yep.
Now, if your tub line is here, this is great. If your tub has the drain towards the back of the tub, underneath the overflow,
Yep.
this is really common. But another common location is the drain way over here,
Correct.
in the center of the tub,
That's right.
right? Or at one end or the other.
Typically, it's where the overflow is and center of the drain
Very typical.
for freestanding.
Yes. So when you're considering your project, if you have your fixtures picked out first, it helps. I don't.
A lot.
I have a designer. And Eva's awesome. And so she's going to have to work with what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have to go back and move the drain.
Yep. And put 5 pounds back in again, and then
Okay.
we know the test is holding.
So Mark, here we got our powder room, buddy, and we're framed in basic rectangle. Door on the left side, middle. The framing underneath here is a little complicated. We've got a structural header coming across here.
Yep.
So we should be able to get our toilet right here, give or take.
Give or take.
If it's not perfectly centered, it's not the end of the world.
No,
because
correct.
We can't be cutting joists, obviously. So explain to me real quick what we have to do to bring this up to code and
So-
satisfy a toilet and a sink.
Yeah, pretty simple. This is basically the most basic that you would have. Just a standard toilet right here. Based on your plan, your powder room allows for the toilet and the vanity here.
Yep.
And typically you want to be about somewhere between 12.5 and 13.5, depending on what the clients are going to do on the back wall. Some
Right.
people like wainscoting, some people like tile, some people like big fat baseboards.
Yes.
This will kind of accommodate for everything. So 13 is good in your case.
Okay.
And then we're just literally going to run a line that leads in the direction of our next bathroom.
Right.
Because we want to just keep going in the direction of our furthest bathroom.
Okay.
And off of this toilet line, we'll pick up a sink line, and we'll bring that sink line up in the wall just here.
Okay.
And then that acts as the vent at the same time. So you have 2 pipes,
Gotcha.
one small stink
So you
down.
bring up a 2-inch
You got it.
wet vent for the sink.
Yep,
That vents the toilet.
that's right. So all the bad stuff goes down, all the smelly stuff goes up, and it's picked up onto both fixtures and both pipes.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay.
Thanks. All right. All right, guys, so here we go. We're in the bathroom again. Now we're all framed up. This is our 4-inch coming to the ground. Dude, this is amazing. That actual width of that coupling is 5 inch.
Yep.
The lumber's 5.5, so we got a little bit of play.
It's like you knew what you were doing.
It's all gonna fit, you know. We talked about going 2x6 wall because it just made sense, right?
Yeah.
All right, now we did things a little backwards here. We brought the electrician in first.
That's okay.
I broke the rules, but we had a plan and we had a huge wall. How are we getting this to where we're going across? Like what is, this is obviously a 2-inch picking up
Yeah. We're gonna pick up the laundry.
the laundry. Because the laundry nowadays, there's a 2-inch pipe drain requirement. And so then we're switching down, what's with the,
So code
that's a
tells
clean
us,
out.
code tells us we got to be able to clean the line.
Okay,
So even though we're so close to the backwater valve, like it's still code.
fine.
We put a clean out.
And so you're gonna bury that in the wall, we'll put a trap door here?
You got it. Okay, I'm gonna cut just the main clean out. So that's like, I come down into this house 10 years from now and like I want easy access to clean this pipe.
Okay.
The pipe is blocked for whatever reason, grease, coffee grinds, rice,
Right.
you name it. We've seen it. I want to be able to get in the pipe easily with my cleaning equipment.
Yep.
This allows us to do it. So what we're doing right now is because there was a washer and dryer switch,
Yes.
the pipes are kind of like coming together a little bit.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is pass through the wood and then we're going to offset one on each side so that they can come through.
Right, because it's 2x6, we got room to put
Lots.
them next to each other.
Lots of room, yeah.
Remember, plumbers are restricted by the code, and so they have to follow a certain set of rules. By doing things backwards, we're actually creating a lot of extra work for them.
We're happy to do it.
It's nice to work off a level floor too.
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Good thing someone leveled it.
So what I'm watching here now is, that is a vent for the drain, correct?
Yes.
So venting,
I
drain,
can't see it. Yep,
and this is venting, and then this becomes across to pick up the drain for the sink.
you got it.
Yeah, it's a little extra work.
It's not that bad. So you got here,
Perfect.
you're gonna have a pipe coming up and that's your laundry.
Yeah, and so what I'm wondering is, for everybody at home who's watching the video, they're gonna be like, well, why didn't you guys just drain to that and then
Great question.
use this for the laundry?
Options.
Okay,
Yeah.
now why didn't we use this for the laundry?
Go ahead, John.
Well, the pipe is too small because we're using it as a wet vent for our toilet down here.
Right. Okay, so because this is actually venting fixtures,
Yes.
and the drain for the laundry machine needs 2 inches for drain only, it can't be two function. Because we could have someone doing laundry and using the toilet at the same time, and then this would fail.
And with the sink as well.
Yeah,
So you're overloading your wet vent.
right.
It can be 4 functions.
It's, so yeah, guys,
It can be 6 functions.
It's not about having access to a pipe. It's about, can the pipe perform its function at maximum load?
You got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Having the right size of
Yeah.
pipe.
Yeah. Good.
So heating the pipe there would have made our lives a
Would
lot
have
easier.
made that a lot easier.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Just don't do that.
it still works.
So my drill flipped as I was coming through, and we basically just shredded the wire. So I was holding the wire on the one side with my hands open while I was drilling, and it missed the thing as it popped out of my hand, and it grabbed the cabling, the shearing on the side here. And as it grabs once, it just goes. And that's why that's why you have inspections. So we call the electrician, he pulls this wire, and fixes it, and we keep going. Let's see how long it takes Jeff to notice.
Yeah.
All right, boy.
Sure, you drill. I didn't even hear you.
Well, that's because I'm super quick.
Hey, you let your electrician leave like this?
Pardon?
You let your electrician leave like that?
Son of a bitch.
It's not right. I'm telling you. We just explained on the
Things
camera, we
happen.
said we were going to wait and see how long it took you to notice. Okay, right there.
Yeah, so you can
Okay.
see your stuff and then we can drill it here.
So I don't need this hole anymore
Nope.
because we're going to go there.
Correct.
So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. Now I'm gonna wrap it around the electrical line.
Gotcha. I have him coming back to make a couple of small modifications, so.
Yeah.
Like any job, there's always a couple small modifications.
Oh yeah, I was holding it and it slipped out of my hand and
Yep.
took a millisecond.
All right, we're just gonna put a flag on it. There we go.
That's it.
Can't miss that.
Now we don't miss it.
Since we went out of order, I'll take responsibility.
Well, can't take responsibility for my hands.
Well, here we go. So that's actually gonna just sneak on through here next to my heat run, boys. Like just barely. All right, so let me just get a measurement so you don't drill into a stud up here. All right, Mark, so just to be clear, now you're bringing venting down for the dog wash station, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm looking at this whole bathroom. The only teeing I'm seeing is right here, and one is laundry and then dog wash.
Correct.
So now I know as a homeowner,
Yeah.
if I'm doing the laundry and I'm in the middle of loading the machine,
Yeah.
bad time to try to wash the dog.
Yeah, I mean, it'll still work.
It'll still work.
Don't turn something else on also, but
Yeah.
it'll still work.
So what this does is it brings the water from the drain line here, that elbows out for the sink, and it brings the
holes,
venting,
Ralph.
the fresh air at the same time. This also provides fresh air for the toilet, to vent the toilet as well. And then this stack is going to go up, it's going to connect. All the fresh air just keeps on connecting, right? And the idea between venting is, whenever there's a connection, if water gets in the line, always connect it so water can flow down. It'll eventually find a drain.
Here, this looks
Over
like
here is
it'll
the
go
fresh air
underneath
vent.
there, and that'll set the height.
For the dog washing station, we'll get to that at a later date. Okay, so now we're doing the plumbing for the tub. Just talking to the plumber, by the way, really interesting concept. The drain line for the tub is only 1.5 inches. The shower has to be 2 inches, but the drain is only 1.5, and that's because it's passive. Once you fill a tub, you turn the water off, so there's no more water coming in behind. So they're just teeing off here with a Y. You're gonna bring that 1.5 inches all the way over to the tub location, put the P-trap in the ceiling, and remember, there's no clean out on these because they're getting buried forever. Because we have 2x10, even with the slope, we should have plenty of space to squeeze all this in here. You do a pressure test before you put the vent through the roof?
Oh yeah. No,
So what do?
we do the pressure test. We cap the roof.
You cap you put a balloon in the roof as well?
No, hard cap on the
Hard
roof.
cap on
Yep.
the roof.
So a later date when the final inspection's done, because even after the pressure test,
Yep.
then we come back, do all the finishing, toilet sinks, whatever. Once all of that is complete, we need to do what's called a final test or a can test.
Okay.
And that's one final system pressure test, but instead of 5 pounds, it's atmospheric pressure. Okay, that's done. We have the cap upstairs, and that's it.
Well, there we go. So that's, boom, while I'm sitting here talking, it's done. All right, there we go. So we're over here at the vanity, guys. We got 2 lines coming through the floor. The goal here is to use these 90 fittings to come across the floor, which will be underneath the toe kick or the shelf of the vanity. Have it come up, and then we'll cap that off, right?
Correct.
So we can do flooring over top. And then inside this wall, we're gonna have a pipe come down, stub out.
For a vent.
Exactly. And then we can drywall, and then once the cabinet's in, then it gets tied together. And this would be considered a continuous vent.
Correct.
Goes up through, drilling through the plates, both sinks individually, tying together in the attic.
Yeah.
And then we pick up every other room along the way, heading out to our roof penetration.
Yes.
Life is simple.
Get started.
Beautiful. Your guys have put in the venting. They block it, they strap it. They don't
Yep.
just hang it.
Nope.
I mean, it's awesome. I love it. When it comes time to drywall, we'll have the sheet come down between the space, in behind everything.
Yep.
Roll it in. It's behind the vanity. If the hole's a little bigger, who cares?
That's right.
We can pack and fix. And then we're good to go. Now you've got, this is venting, right? Both
Yep.
of those are venting. They
Venting,
tie up in the attic.
Yep.
P-trap's going to be inside the vanity.
Correct.
So when we go to install the cabinetry, we'll have a base. They can cut this pipe a little bit above it,
Yep.
bring it up, P-trap, tie together into the venting.
That's it.
That's after the cabinet goes in.
Correct.
All right. So So now that we got venting in the attic space over here, that's like the end of our run. We're gonna start picking up every other ventilating feed coming through our floor, all the way over to where it goes to the roof. This one here obviously is our next vent underneath the floor. It's wide into the drain for the tub. So we'll pick that up next, and then we'll move on over to the other two-piece bathroom over here that has the shower vent and the bathroom toilet vent. My goodness. That's it, right?
That's it.
All right, so just to be clear for the audience at
Yep.
home, this is an island sink.
Yep,
So one of these is drain and one of these is vent.
you got it.
And
So
then they both come in and connect together in the cabinet.
that's right. So the closest to the back is generally the main drain, the one that'll come up
Yes.
and tie onto the sink.
Yep.
And then the one closest will come up just through the cabinet, be cut off flush.
Yes.
And then a removable cleanout cover will be installed.
Exactly.
And this allows us to put cleaning equipment down to clean the drain line in the future.
Snakes and all that kind of stuff.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And so then you run all this with 2-inch line then, so it wet vents?
No, 1.5 inch.
Inch and a half?
Yeah.
An inch and a half?
And then there's no wet vent here because it's an island.
Yeah.
Our P-trap is below the floor,
Yes?
right? So with your P-trap below the floor, you have a back vent.
Okay.
When your pipe comes up through the floor and you have a T coming off of it and you have your P-trap, that's a continuous vent
Yes.
or a wet vent if you're picking up something else from a higher elevation.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever you're, for the most part, whenever your P-trap is under the floor, it's a back vent
Okay.
for the most part.
All right.
There's your floor, pipe comes up, pipe comes off, P-trap, sink.
Yes.
This is called a continuous waste and vent because the water goes down, but the air goes up
Right.
and it's continuous.
Yep.
It's all one pipe. Versus, same thing, here's your floor. What we're doing is we're coming down, there's your P-trap, there's your pipe. That's the 2 holes we just drilled over there. This goes like this comes up. This pipe now comes up, ties onto your sink. This pipe gets cut off. And this allows us to clean. And as you work your way back, we're gonna put a pipe and pretend there's a wall here. We're gonna come up and then we're gonna drill a hole and we're gonna come through the wall. And that's your back vent because we're back of
Got
the
it.
main drainage.
And how far can you be from that?
5'11" on an 1.5 inch.
And
8
what have we
feet
got
on
here
a
for an
2-inch.
option? We're going to go outside wall or?
We're 1.5 inches, so, and we have enough. So we'll go outside wall or we'll come here. We have lots of options here.
The vent in the kitchen sink up through the exterior wall to its own penetration through the roof because of the vaulted ceiling. Instead of trying to tie together all the through one, I'm going through all of our new
everything's
2x10 rafters for our new vaulted ceiling. We'd rather just have a second penetration and deal with it individually. So the most important thing you can do when you're doing brand new plumbing in your house is test your lines.
100%.
You guys do this every time?
Every time.
And this is because it gives you comfort to know that your job is done right, so when you leave and come back, if there's a problem, it happened after you left.
Exactly.
It's very important to determine who's responsible for what mistake on a job site. So talk me through this. So you got this clamped on, you're gonna bring it up to what how much pressure?
5 PSI. and
5
then
PSI.
We got everything else capped off in the house.
Yeah,
So,
and that's enough.
and then that's enough, and we'll put that for 15 minutes.
Okay,
and see
so
if it
you
moves or
add the
not.
pressure, but then it has to hold the pressure.
Yes, for
Got it.
15, and
Good.
if it move, we go find leaks.
And this is something that anybody could just go to the store and pick up, basically, or
Yeah, you
do
can go to the
rig this
store.
yourself, or
Amazon sells them.
Amazon sells these? Okay, guys, I'll do the shopping
Yeah.
for you. Put a link in the description, right?
Oh yeah.
Because if you do this on your plumbing job, basically every line in the house plus the protrusions through the roof are capped, glued capped, okay? All right, so let's run this test and see how we do.
Perfect. So this is a perfect example.
Yep.
So it's not going up.
It's not pressurizing.
No. So,
So we have a problem somewhere.
Let's go recheck our balloons downstairs. Make
Okay,
sure they're
make
still
sure everything's
inflated.
capped?
Yeah, still inflated
Okay.
because they do deflate sometimes.
Okay.
So ultimately what ended up happening here is as we're trying to do our test, the test is not holding. So air is being bled from somewhere. So we're trying to find out where. So a few weeks ago when we did our underground test,
Right.
when this piping wasn't on,
Yep.
it was capped and ballooned.
And a balloon.
Right, and then we ballooned the floor drain, which is just over there.
Yep.
Because it's an open port and we want a place to pour water in buckets. So now we come back and these lines are inside the pipe. The gentleman who did the HVAC
Yep.
might have put it in here thinking this was the condensate. Great, no issues. It still drains, everything works fine. But while we're doing our test, we also assumed this was the condensate.
Right.
Right? Because generally we mark things and the pipes are already here, the condensate drains are in. So we hooked up our test as if this was the condensate. Turns out this is not the condensate.
Right.
This is the kitchen sink drain, this is the condensate. So by having the two reversed, the air is bleeding out of the floor drain and the test is not holding.
Okay.
Yeah. So long story short, always test.
Yes, and now we just have to make a couple of quick cuts, a couple of
We're
adjustments.
literally going to cut right here.
Yep.
We're going to cut right here, and we're just going to put that on there and put a new clean out and a condensate on the other one.
Love it.
Empty pipe.
Yep.
Then you put the test on, test
And
passes.
then we'll
and then
pressurize.
all the mistakes that were made in the past that were compounded to get to this point, all solved.
There you go.
And if we don't test, you don't find them.
If you don't test, you don't find. It's always nice to test before you close the walls.
That's right.
That's about it for now. We are going to wrap that up. That is the rough end plumbing, right? That is not even fixture installation. So much to learn. Mark, thanks for coming today.
My
buddy.
pleasure.
Appreciate it. That was awesome. Always learn something new from you.
Hey, we always do.
Dude, never stop learning, guys. And if you need a plumber, call Mark. Well, that's it for me today. Cheers till next time. And make sure you check out all of the rest of the videos of this renovation.